Was it someone's alarm clock? A repetitive, electronic beeping noise filled the room. White Shadow, Battler, who had gone to bed late and hadn't had anywhere near enough sleep yet, covered his head in his blanket and waited for someone to turn off the alarm. But no matter how much time passed, the beeping didn't stop. I see. The point of an alarm clock isn't just to be loud enough to wake you, but to be annoying enough to keep you from wanting to fall back asleep. Hey guys, the alarm's going off. Make it stop, please. Oh no, here it comes. Why do we always sound so annoyed when first waking up? Well, it does make sense. After all, we're still sleepy and in a bad mood. However, there was absolutely no sign that my annoyed voice had caused anyone to turn over in their sleep, much less crawl out of bed to stop the alarm. Letting out a deep sigh, I flung the covers off me and got up. With the shutters down on the windows, there was almost no light getting in, and the room was as dim as it had been earlier. Though even if the shutters had been down, there's no way that this dull weather would have let in enough sun to make this a pleasant morning. My cousins were still wrapped in their beds, sound asleep, and taking no notice whatsoever of that beeping. Normally, once any person gets up, the others tend to automatically follow. Annoyed that the law of consecutive summer camp awakenings that I'd come up with had just been broken, I drowsily searched for the source of the sound. The law of consecutive summer camp awakenings. I'm gonna repeat that line, but I love that law name. Annoyed that the law of consecutive summer camp awakenings that I'd come up with had just been broken, I drowsily searched for the source of the sound. God. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but this law of consecutive summer camp awakenings. I fucking love that name. I fucking love that name. I could hear it coming from what Raj said on the table. On a table. God, okay. I'm getting a drink of water. I just recorded the previous episode, so I'm sorry if I'm stumbling a bit. I could hear it coming from what Raj said on a table. Gosh. Judging by the style of the watch, it was probably George Niki's. Taking a random guess, I pushed a small button on the side of it, and the sound stopped. Apparently, it had been set for 7 in the morning. Is it already 7? Sorry, but I really don't feel like I slept at all. Playing cards had been left on the table as though they had stopped mid-game. The game looked like 7s. Damn it! I've got a piercing headache. What the hell was all that last night? That mountain of gold and the subsequent that mountain of gold and the subsequent argument between our parents. It all feels like a bad dream. Sorry, I did not know what that word was for a second. Breakfast normally starts at 8. Now isn't a bad time to start getting up and getting dressed. The adults probably won't argue in front of us cousins. In that case, I think I'll stay with my cousins all day long. I'm sure they'll be able to keep me away from all that annoying talk about the gold and being the successor and all. In fact, I should have done that in the first place. I slept with my clothes on last night, too. So I'm drenched in sweat. Gross. I guess I'll take a shower. I'm sure the others want to too. At this age, it's embarrassing to wake them by shaking their shoulders. If I turn the TV on, everyone will probably wake up. Well, let's at least turn the lights on for now. In this dim light, with the quiet sound of the continuing wind and rain, it really doesn't feel like morning's come yet. Oh my god. Oh my god, from what I've seen in the beginning of the game from the prologue, everyone's gonna be dead in the room most likely. As soon as he flips the lights on, we're gonna hear Golden Slaughterer begin playing. I'm betting this now. I flip the light switch. And then, that demi-lit morning ended. Oh, wait. Okay, there was just a mouth with noise. What? Okay, wait, what's going on here? Is everyone gone, or? Strange. What's the song's name? Wrong button. String Trio, number 600 million in F sharp minor. Okay. They're definitely dead. But there's no Golden Slaughterer playing. Holy shit. This is the first time Golden Slaughterer is not played. Instead, it's a different song. And damn, that's a brutal image. Wait, what the fuck? Hideyoshi's still alive. Wasn't he one of the first 6? What? Wait, how's Hideyoshi still alive? Or are the murders out of order right now? The murders might be out of order. Hold on. Oh, the murders must be out of order now because... Okay, I get it. The murders are out of order because Beatrice's no longer doing them. As they clung to Aniki's corpse, knowing that he would never wake up again, Auntie Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi cried.
Nanjo sensei の言う通りや。ジョージのこんな無体な姿をいつまでも見ていたらあかん。ジョージのためにも今は耐えるんや。
When Auntie Eva tried even harder to cling to that corpse, Dad and Uncle Hideyoshi dragged her away and had a heated debate with her beside the wall.
Eva さん、お気の毒だが、今のジョージ君に必要なのはあなたの血ではないのです。
Dr. Najo shook his head slightly, then nodded across to where I stood. I softly pulled the blanket up and covered George Niki's body. His throat had been split wide open. The wound was probably larger and deeper than his mouth. Did it look like a clean and neat corpse now that his neck was at least covered? Of course not. The large amount of blood that had spilled from the wound stained the bed a horrible dark red. and even covering him with the blanket couldn't hide the blood that had poured out. After all, there were large, dark red stains on the blanket too. So that even once he was covered with it, the gruesomeness of the body was still being thrust in our faces. So I stripped the blankets off of my bed and placed one on top. But I only had 2 blankets. So if I covered just one more body, I wouldn't be able to cover any more. Feeling pity for the ones I couldn't cover, for some reason, in spite of the situation, I muttered, "Don't complain about not getting the same as everyone else," inside my head.
キリエ、みんなに毛布をかけてやれ。風邪をひいちまう。
Kirie-san and I covered the other bodies with their blankets in the same way as George and Iki's, so that they wouldn't have to suffer the indignity of having their terrible wounds exposed like this anymore. In one bed rested Jessica. Jessica was exactly the same as George and Iki, though she appeared to be resting quietly in the bed. Her throat had been sliced deep, and the wound lay open in a brutal way. And Maria was the same. Not only Maria, there was one more victim. Lying on the same bed, sleeping alongside her, was Auntie Rosa. George and Iki, Jessica, Maria, and Auntie Rosa. Yeah, okay. It's the same as before. Yeah, it's the same as before. So the murders must be out of order then, since only 4 people are dead at the beginning. Unless there's someone that wasn't accounted for at the beginning of the game that is also dead as one of the first 6. But at the beginning it was Rosa, Maria, George, Jessica, Hideyoshi, and Genji that died. And as of right now, we have not found Genji yet if he died this morning, like the other 4. And Hideyoshi is there. Hideyoshi's alive, so I'm confused there because he's one of the 6 people at the beginning of the game that was dead. So I'm confused right there. How's Hideyoshi alive here if he was one of the first 6 dead at the beginning? Unless they're not following the epitaph. If they're not following the epitaph, then yeah, I guess maybe Hideyoshi and Genji are killed a little bit later in the day, and the murderer is just, killing everyone one by one. First, they killed everyone sleeping in the beds, and then next they will kill either Genji or Hideyoshi, who might be by themselves. Maybe. If not, well, yeah, no, that's what's going on. I don't think, yeah, no, there's no other answer to this because, right now, Hideyoshi's alive, so he's not first Twilight, so there might not even be a first Twilight. It might just be a murderer killing people one by one, like a classic murder mystery. That's probably what's going on. In this room were 4 people who had been killed, their throats sliced open. They'd probably been like that since last night. I came back to the room completely ignorant, snuggled under the covers, and fell asleep right next to them. All of them had a horizontal cut across their throats. I had been forced to see all the way into the depths of those gashes in everyone's throat. Those cuts might even have reached as far as halfway into their necks. If you tried to open one up, you would probably be able to see that the gash reached all the way to the bone. The only wounds were the single gash on each neck. So, if you just cover their necks with your hand, you might be able to persuade yourself that they were merely sleeping. But even so, this frighteningly deep wound was incredibly gruesome. There's no such thing as clean or dirty ways of killing. All methods of killing are equally brutal. But even so, this was incredibly brutal. And there was one more thing which adorned these brutal murders to make them even more unsettling. Magic circles, drawn very large on the wall, was something like an eerie magic circle. It was drawn in a bright red paint which looked like blood, making it look as though some disturbing ritual had taken place in this room, with the four of them offered as human sacrifices. However, none of us were paying it any attention. No one has a heart so cold that they could witness the deaths of those close to them, and still worry about some graffiti on the wall. Oh? Oh, well, there is someone who might. Hello, Erika.
おはようございます、皆さん。
Here. Oh no, not the time! Not the time! No!
おや、これは立派
No,
な
not the time! Not the time! Not the time, Erika! Read the room! Read the room! Look down! The girl who bragged that she drew more pleasure from the process of exposing the truth than from the truth itself, and who went so far as to call herself an intellectual rapist, appeared in the hall. When she saw the extraordinary creepy magic circle in this gruesome room, I heard what was unmistakably a sigh of admiration escape her lips. What the fuck? Oh my god! No, I need a second. I need a second. No, I cannot deal with Erika right now. No! I don't want to deal with Erika right now. I mean, I knew she was gonna find a lot of pleasure as soon as the bodies started dropping in this episode. Like, I knew she was gonna draw a lot of pleasure from a new mystery appearing before her. I knew it, but I'm still not prepared. I'm still not prepared for just the heartless way she just, examines everyone's bodies and makes conclusions. I knew this was coming, too. I knew this was coming. But still, I don't want to go on, but I must. I don't want to continue, but I must. God. I'm not ready, but I'm continuing on anyway.
お前は入ってくるんじゃね
さっきから廊下で話を聞かせてもらっています。お亡くなりになられたのは4人ですか？心よりお悔やみを申し上げます。
On Erika's face. No, that's not it. It was in her eyes. In Erika's eyes, I could see a shameless smile that was hard to describe. She found this entertaining. She found the outbreak of a crime entertaining. It was like the smile of a kid waiting in the wings at a school play. Moments before she was due to come on stage.
すまねえな、エリカちゃん。取り込み中だ。部屋で待っててくれるか。
そういうわけには参りません。現場検証は探偵の権利ですので。
お前に用はないと言ってんだぜ。部外者はおとなしく引っ込んでろ。
現場検証を妨害する容疑者が犯人であるミステリーは三流というのが私の持論ですか？
People died! People died! And this is the first thing you're saying?
お前の都合など知るか。出ていけ。お前なんかお呼びじゃね
え。エリカちゃん、ほんまにすまんが部屋に戻っててくれんか。今は取り込み中なんや。
ジョージ 処できません。
もしそれが必要なら俺たちがするし、警察がする。お前にみんなの亡骸をさらに恥ずかしめる権利なんかあるわけがねえ。
探偵権限。
Wait, what?
探偵は全ての現場を検証する権利を持つ。そこをどきなさい、後ろ宮バトラー。これは人間側に認められたゲームの正当な権利よ。
You're using the red truth to investigate a crime scene. Oh god. Those words, which seemed to be utterly ridiculous at first, were words of power that had come from a world much higher than theirs. Battler was thrown back by an unseen force and landed on his butt. Struck silent by Erika's request that it quiet. Struck silent by Erika's quiet intensity and the bizarre, suffocating atmosphere. Nobody was able to prevent her from entering the room. Oh my god! Smile Soiree.
ご安心を。死者の尊厳を犯すことが目的ではありませんので。別に喉の切り口なんておぞましいもの覗きたくありませんし。私が知りたいのはもっと別のことです。つまりこの殺人を誰が行ったかです。南條先生、それから皆さん、特に第一発見者のバトラさん、いろいろとお尋ねしたいことがありますのでご協力お願いします。
だから何の権限があってだよ。
私が探偵だからよ。
Battler couldn't argue against this incomprehensible nonsense. No, he wasn't permitted to argue. It was a restriction, placed on pieces. Erika summoned Dr. Najo and got him to tell her in detail about his preliminary findings. Normally, he would have spoken of that to an outsider so casually. However, for some reason, the atmosphere about the place had begun to make it feel as though nothing should be hidden from Erika.
さて、ラムダの第一の晩、楽しませてもらおうかしら。
Let's.
死体は4つ ?2 つ足りないわ。まあ、6人殺す義務もないわけだけど、そういう遊びだしね。あの子、空気読める子だから、あと2人もどこかで殺してるに違いないわ。
If that's so, then it's Genji, but who else would she have killed? Wait, Krauss wasn't there at the beginning of the prologue. Even though his character sheet was filled in, he was not in the room. He was not in the room. Wait, is Krauss a part of first Twilight? Wait, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, that would make sense, actually. That would make sense because he wasn't in the room, and since Hideyoshi's still alive. Yeah, so if Delta is still following the rules of Beatrice's game, that means the only other person that could be dead is Krauss, because during the confrontation in the prologue, he was the only one that was not in the room that wasn't dead. Wait, then how did Hideyoshi die then? Because that would be second Twilight. Or is it going off the basis of, on the second Twilight, tear apart the two are close, and technically with death, you are tearing apart two people. The dead person and the alive person. They are technically torn apart, so that is still following the second Twilight. Even though two people are not dead, it's still tearing apart two people, with one being dead and one being alive. Okay, so things are adding up to the rules, actually. Things are adding up to the rules of the epithets still. There's a magic circle on the wall representing the first Twilight, similar to the ones in Beato's games. That girl talks big, but I wonder just how closely she can imitate Beato. Oh, this is Bird, isn't it? Your Hebrew sure is crappy, Lambda. You've got this part slightly wrong.
何これどういうこと？どうして魔法陣がきっとベアトリーチェ様の真似がしたかったのよ。へったくそな魔法陣。
真似どころじゃないわよ。人間の誰かがベアトリーチェ様の仕業に見せかけるためにわざわざ書いたんだわ。とにかくベアトリーチェ様に報告を。
ゴールドスミスの秘密を守る仕事だけでもお腹いっぱいなのに迷惑な話ね。でも全然美しくない殺人だわ。別に密室でもないし不可能犯罪でもない。こんな無様な殺人ベアトリーチェ様に全然ふさわしくないわ。
I'm just gonna note this now to Asmodeus. I'm gonna note this now. Aren't you friends with Maria? Like, I know that furniture, you know, I mean the States, not furniture in general, but the States, they're generally, you know, supporting a murder most of the time, but one of the people that were murdered just here is Maria, one of your friends. Maybe Maria lives on in the magical realm. Maybe. But wait, if she died in first Twilight, she can't go to the Gold Land, so... You're not remotely upset that Maria's dead, Asmodeus? You're not remotely dead? I mean, you're not remotely sad that she's dead. You're not remotely dead, Asmodeus. No. Deus. Asmodeus, I'm sorry. I meant to... Her name is Asmodeus. Asmodeus. Sorry. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you're not remotely upset that Maria's dead, Asmodeus? Alright, sorry, I just wanted to say that one comment.
古田エリカか。予期せぬ事件に予期せぬ女。そして19年前の予期せぬ男。気分はバトラーに解かれるし、今回のゲームは普段とまるで違う。何がどうなってるの？行くわよ。
はい、お姉様。
And to the mansion. Bounce. Oh no. Gohda's so happy cooking. Do not ruin this moment for him. He's so happy. Don't do this to Gohda. He's so happy, man. In the kitchen, Gohda was preparing a wonderful breakfast at a brisk pace. The main dish would be herb omelet. Even simple foods could become an invigorating feast under Gohda's skillful hands. He was planning to complete all the other preparations for the meal here beforehand, and then cook their individual omelets fresh before their eyes in the dining hall, serving them up one by one. Can you sing to my ear again? Oh, can you? Oh, I want to clip this sound. Is there like raw audio of the Umineko lines? Like, is there anywhere I can find raw audio of the lines in Umineko? Because oh man, his voice is as smooth as butter. Oh my god, his voice is as smooth as butter. Like the butter that he uses to smear on like the food he prepares. Oh man. People just got murdered. I shouldn't be thirsty for Gohda right now. Gohda hummed as he continued his preparations in high spirits. When Shannon, who was helping him out, saw Gohda like this, her mood also brightened. She arranged the salad in a neat little pattern and showed it to Gohda.
こんな感じでどうでしょう。トマトの感じがちょっと可愛くなったと思います。
実に良いですよ。シャノンさんもなかなか分かってまいりましたね。
Oh my god! Oh! I'm totally forgetting that 4 brutal murders just happened in the guest house. This is so wholesome. But I know they're about to find another body. Just let me have a few short moments of happiness with Gohda and Shannon. The two happy people gave each other a high five. Shannon didn't like Gohda when he was sneaky, but she had no problems at all with him when he was cooking happily. She sometimes even thought it would have been nice if his contract hadn't included any jobs besides cooking. If that had been the case, he wouldn't have had to get in a bad mood doing unnecessary jobs.
食堂の準備ができましたよ。いつでも運べますからね。
もうじきですので、配膳車の準備をお願いします。
Without thinking, even Kumasawa caught Gohda's high spirits. Oh, please join into the humming! Please join into the humming! No, I want to hear humming between Kumasawa, Gohda, and Shannon. I want to hear all three of them hum! The kitchen had a very nice smell and atmosphere about it. Truly refreshing for so early in the morning. Then, Cannon came back in the usual bad mood he always had from the moment he woke up. Aww, maybe Gohda's magical humming will brighten Cannon's day. Cannon and Genji were in charge of getting many things ready for the morning, such as opening the curtains. However, Cannon had been alone today, so it had taken much longer than usual.
終わったよ。源氏様は？
まだいらっしゃらないの。珍しいわね。寝坊されるなんて。
あの源氏さんでもお寝坊をね。
親族会議の最中だというのに緊張感に欠けてますね。カノンさん、起こしてきてあげてくれませんか？
はい。
寝ぼけ眼の源氏さんってどんな顔なのかしら。
Oh, you're about to see his face in full sleep.
私もご一緒しますよ。
Oh no, no! No, Kumasawa, no! Even though Gohda had asked her to get the serving cart ready, Kumasawa followed nimbly after Cannon, skillfully skipping work. As Cannon muttered about how Gohda was the one who slept in all the time, he headed for the servants' sleeping quarters.
カノンさんは今朝起こさなかったんですか？
僕は昨夜使用人室でそのまま寝ちゃったんで控室には戻ってないんです。
Last night, Cannon had dozed off while in the middle of his late-night shift, falling asleep in the servant room. Shannon had been kind enough to put a blanket on him. Aww. But that had just made it so warm that he fell into an even deeper sleep. So he hadn't returned to his bed in the servants' quarters last night. Because of that, He hadn't met Genji even once this morning. He knocked on the door.
源氏様、カノンです。おはようございます。
あらあら、まだお休みかしら。
失礼します。
When Cannon was about to open the door, he noticed something strange on the upper part of it. Wait, hold on. There's something on the duct tape. Wait. Okay, I can kind of read the bottom. Wait. The bottom letters say Frederica Berncastle. The bottom letters say Frederica Berncastle. And on the top, that looks like a G? I don't know if that's a G. That could be a Q. But the bottom definitely looks like it's saying Frederica Berncastle. Don't know what the top's saying. Maybe. Wait, no. E. Ferudo? Frederica Berncastle. What? Wait. That's an E, not a G. Ferudo. Frederica Berncastle. Wait a second. Wait a second. What? Wait. What? That's what that's saying, right? E. Ferudo? Frederica Berncastle? Is this Lambda Delta's messed up way at poking fun at Berncastle? Is she, trying to mess Berncastle with this? What the heck? Like, according to one of the Knox amendments, the detective cannot be the culprit, so definitely this was not, well, hold on. Okay, I do have some reasonings as to what might be going on here, if we go from the angle that, whatever's on this tape? Yeah, duct tape. Yeah, that's what it says, duct tape. Whatever's on this tape is from Erika. I do have a slight theory, because she may not have killed someone. She might have, messed with the scene by putting something nearby, the door where the scene happened. But did she ever go into the mansion? I don't think so. She never went to the mansion, so someone could be framing... Someone could be framing Erika! Someone could be framing Erika! By writing a name similar to hers on the door, but where did the Frederica Berncastle come from? Huh. I actually... Okay, I'm at a loss now, but whatever that says definitely seems like it's saying E. Ferudo Frederica Berncastle. I cannot wait for the comments to prove me wrong, though. I cannot wait for the comments to prove me wrong, but that definitely looks like an E. Ferudo Frederica Berncastle on that duct tape. That definitely looks like that, so it's either Erika somehow found Genji's body at some point, and then taped up the door, or someone's trying to frame Erika. But if someone's trying to frame Erika, where did the Frederica Berncastle come from? What is that? Duct tape? A small strip of duct tape was stuck along the frame of the door, almost as though it was sealing the door shut. Furthermore, there were small slits made with scissors along the center of the duct tape. Oh, I didn't even notice that. What? Okay. The small slits kind of makes it look like two pieces of toilet paper. So that if you open the door even a slight amount, it would be torn in two. Also, written subtly across the duct tape with a fine pen was what appeared to be someone's signature? It was written in a very elaborate and decorative manner. And if it was a signature, Cannon had no idea whose name was written.
誰かのいたずらでしょうか。
わからないけど、こんなの今は気にしててもしょうがない。
Yeah, the name being on the tape is just an enigma in my head, because it's either Erika found Genji's body and decided to, put tape on the door for some reason, or someone's trying to frame Erika, but how would they know about the Berncastle stuff unless they were in contact with Beatrice? So this could definitely be just a trick from Lambda Delta to mess with Berncastle.
源氏様、失礼します。
He opened the door, ripping the duct tape. Nothing in particular happened when it was ripped, so the strange piece of duct tape was quickly forgotten. That seems definitely important. That's probably very important for the reasonings as to what's happening. Yeah, reasoning-wise, there's gotta be some importance to that. The room was dimly lit. The bunk bed's lower bunk still had a lamp under the blanket. A lump! The bunk bed's lower bunk still had a lump under the blanket, not a lamp. Apparently, Genji was still sleeping.
おはようございます、源氏様。
源氏さんらしくもない。朝でございますよ。
源氏様。
なんですかこれは。なんですかこれは。
And number 5 of 6 has been found dead. Black Liliana. There was a large, dark red stain on the blanket. Though this was one of the servants' blankets, even those were always kept clean. There was no way they would have a stain like this. Kanon hesitantly peeled back Genji's blanket, saw what was left of him, and was shocked into silence. Hey! Hey, Mouth!
何よこれ、首がすっぱりやられてる。
エーリだ。相当の刃渡りのものでなければここまでの切り口にはできまい。どういうことよ。気分の謎をバトラが解いたんでしょ。どうして殺人が起こるわけ。わからん。いずれにせよ厄介なことになるぞ。ベアトリーチェ様とナツキ様にご報告申し上げた方がいい。ベルフェは急いでルシネーに報告を。心得た。
After dashing out, Kumasawa called Gohda and Shannon over. Then, this new pair let out screams identical to the first two.
ちょっとゴーダ、朝食の準備をサボっちゃダメ。
Not the time, Beelzebub. Not the time.
そんなこと言ってる場合じゃないでしょ。
Oh, me and Leviathan said the same exact thing.
2日目の朝食は決して静かに取れやしないってわけだわ。嫌な予感がする。源氏だけで済まないかもしれない。屋敷内を確認するわよ。他にも何か起こっているかもしれない。
Is the last one they're gonna find Krauss? Or, I mean, that's the only other person. Oh, wait. You know, no, they gotta keep Kinzo alive for the illusion, so they can't say Kinzo died from the first 6, so, yeah. Oh no, Krauss is gonna be so dead, and this is not gonna be a good chapter for Natsui. This is not gonna be a good chapter for her, because her husband and daughter just got killed after she got pestered by the man from 19 years ago. Oh my god, this is a terrible chapter for Natsui. This is a horrible chapter for Natsui.
はい、お姉様。
Oh. Natsui sprang awake at the sudden sound of the phone. To Natsui, the fact that she'd woken up was surprising in itself. She had thought she was going to spend the whole night unable to sleep out of the fear that the mysterious man might come in at any moment. But at some point, she must have fallen asleep. Of course, she still didn't feel rested at all, as she groaned from the dull pain in her head, which hadn't gone away once since last night. She managed to get out of bed.
おはようございます、夏日様。 おはよう。最悪の朝です。
Well, it's about to be a lot worse. There's a phone call coming in, and Lucifer has some terrible news.
ご安心を。誰も部屋へ立ち入ろうとはしませんでした。
Oh, wait, Lucifer hasn't gotten the notice yet, has she?
そう。不審判をありがとう。
Even so, that didn't mean she had been able to sleep peacefully. The continued ringing of the phone made her headache throb even more strongly.
電話にお出になられた方がよろしいかと。あと、良くないご報告が妹たちから。
Oh.
良くない報告は後にしましょう。先に電話を取ります。
Nasui shook her head to wake herself and picked up the receiver. Then, she regretted not listening to Lucifer's bad news first. Because she wanted the first thing she heard about on this horrible morning to be something better than this.
Ohayo, Kazan.
Suspicious scent. Yep, I was expecting their voice to come up. That voice told her that this horrible morning, this nightmare, was still not over.
約束は守りましたよ。私はずっと部屋にこもっていました。もちろん電話もしていません。で
も、この電話には出ちゃったよね。
Oh, come on! You didn't give a specification on when to stop!
それは
冗談だよ。
That would have been unfair. Yeah, that would have been unfair.
この電話は母さん思いの僕からのモーニングコールだ。おはよう、母さん。
人はどれだけ苦労すれば。
Natsumi gripped the receiver so hard it creaked.
パーティーの準備のために母さんには席を外してほしかったのだ。おかげで準備が整ったよ。もちろん主賓は母さ
ん。何を始めるつもりですか？
それは今日のお話かな。大丈夫。待たせないよ。もう始まったよ。そうだ、ちょっと待って。声を聞かせたい人がいる。
No, wait, no, don't do this sort of brutal thing. Wait a second. Hold on, what are you doing, Lambda? There was the sound of the receiver being jolted around. The phone was apparently being passed to someone else, but there was a clunking, clattering noise. Oh my god! As though it was taking a lot of effort to hand the receiver over. Who in the world was he giving the phone to? From what Natsui knew of this man, no matter who he was giving the phone to, it couldn't be good news for her. Shit! I knew of all people to get the receiver, it was gonna be fucking Krauss! Oh god. Is he gonna get killed over the phone? Stupefaction.
あなたなの？
It was, without a doubt, the voice of her husband. However, he didn't respond to Natsui's voice. Perhaps he was bound somewhere in the darkness. Krauss, not realizing that Natsui was on the other end of the phone, repeatedly demanded that he be untied. Wait, did he say in the same exact tone? Or, this could be an audio recording. right before he died if he doesn't respond to Natsui. If he doesn't respond, this is an audio recording. Krauss is already dead.
あんたの夫はここにいる。目も耳も塞いでるからね。話はできないけど。
So, meaning he's already dead and you're playing an audio recording of his voice over and over again.
無事なのは分かってもらえたと思う。
Oh no, I'm not buying that for a single second. I didn't know he is the 6th of the 6 dead. He's the 6th of the first 6 dead if Hideyoshi's not part of that 6.
何が目的ですか？夫を解放して。
明日には解放するよ。2つ約束を守ってくれればね。
何ですか？
一つはあんたの夫を僕が預かっていることを秘密にすること。
Krauss is dead.
屋敷ではそのうちクラウスの姿が見えないと騒ぎになるだろうけれど、母さんは何も知らないから何も口出しできない。わかるね？
わかります。もう一つの条件は？
ちょっとしたゲームだ。今日の昼の1時になったら屋敷の1階の一番手前の客室に入り、クローゼットの中に隠れているんだ。
They're framing Natsui for the murders! Oh my god. So, at about 1 o'clock, when Natsui goes to hide, that's when they're gonna attack Hideyoshi and kill him. Oh my god, they're trying to put the entire murders on Natsui. Oh god.
客室？どうして私がクローゼットの中などに？
Or Natsui's doing all the murders, and she's premeditating them. That's the Burn Castle reasoning that I'm thinking of as well. But I'm forcing myself to think magically because I do not want Natsui to be the killer. Especially because it's the 5th game. If Natsui's been the killer this whole time, that wouldn't make sense because she was the first person to be suspected. She's the first person to be suspected, so... No, I'm going with the magical analysis. You know what? I'm standing with the magical analysis. This may be a hill that I'm dying on, like the hill that I died on when Sato ended up being the culprit of Go, but I am standing on the hill that Natsui is not the killer of anyone from October 4th to October 5th. In the past, she might have killed someone. In the past, she might have killed someone 19 years ago. Yeah, she might have pushed the servant and the baby off a cliff. That's one I'll be like, yeah, I can definitely agree. She probably did that one. But for the murders on October 5th and 4th, just because she's the first one to be the suspect, I think she's not the culprit. Because she's the first person that everyone suspected from the first game. This is a hill I'm dying on. This is a hill I'm dying on because, yeah, the Burn Castle part of me wants to, you know, full-on convict Natsui for all the murders, but I also don't want to do that. Like, personally, I don't think that's the answer, but a part of me does think that's the answer as well. But that would not explain the other 4 games if she is the culprit, or will it? Well, it might. It might. For at least the first game, it might. But you know what? I'm going to continue on playing. I'm in the middle of a chapter, and I'm going on to a large tangent. Even though I usually do this, I should, you know, do a little bit less of that. Maybe.
ちょっとしたかくれんぼだよ。誰にも見つからずにそこで1時間隠れていることができたら母さんの勝ち。もし誰かに見つかったら母さんの負け。
負けた？どうだというのですか？
別に何もないよ。遊びってそういうもんでしょ。このかくれんぼに付き合ってくれたら明日には夫を解放するよ。
その約束本当に守るんでしょうね。
もちろんだ。母さんこそ守ってよ。約束を破れば僕にはすぐにわか
る。Just then, there was a sudden, loud knock on the door to Natsui's room. Her heart leapt automatically.
奥様いらっしゃいますか。おはようございます。
ゴーダとカノンでございます。奥様どうかお目覚めを。
The voices coming through the door were Cannon and Gohda's. The knock had been wild, and the voices a little shrill. It seemed that something strange had happened, and that they were agitated.
何？どうした？
何でもありません。使用人が来たようです。もう切りますよ。
うん。僕の言いたいことは全部伝えたからね。
Oh, they're allowing her to hang up. All right.
じゃあ約束破らないでよ。
わかりました。あなたこそ約束を破らないのですよ。違うね。母さんがそれを決めるんだよ。
Order short, number 600 million in C minor.
僕に約束破らせないでね。母さん。
今日一日母さんを見てるからね。
Clack! Damn. Lim the Delta slammed the receiver down on the antique phone. Then, the phone exploded into bits and changed into a spray of gold, which became a group of gold butterflies and disappeared.
踊ってちょうだいね、夏日。19年前の罪に怯えながらね。私のターンも順調よ。さあ、ベルもどうぞ。
Oh. Alright. Totem Bloom.
どうせ無駄なんだろうけど、警察通報を通じて内外の通信可否を確認。
外線は使用不能。内線は使えるみたい。台風で船も使用不能。クローズドサークルの出来上がりかしら。おめでとう。これでベルンが完全に探偵に昇格ね。
Police intervention sometimes robs the detective of some of her authority. However, with the construction of the closed circle, the existence of police has been denied forever. From now on, the authority of the detective piece would be completely guaranteed.
はいはい、ありがとう。ごちそうさま。それじゃあ早速ゲーム開していこうかしら。
Alright. Erika, you're the main character. Now, begin!
源氏さんまでかよ。5人も殺されたのか。
はい、あんなひどい。
ゲストハウスの4人と全く同じだった。すっぱりとひどく鋭利な刃物で首を切られた。
僕が深夜勤だったのに不審者に気づけないなんて。
自分を責めるんじゃねえ。もし犯人と鉢合わせだったら命を落としてたのは自分だったかもしれねえんだぞ。
その上電話も通じんときた。この天気じゃ船も来んやろ。えらいことになったで。
ということは犯人はまだ私たちの身近にいる可能性が高いということだわ。
何ですか。台風が過ぎて船が迎えに来るまで私たちは人殺しと一緒にいるというわけですか。
大丈夫ですとも。こうしてみんなで一緒にいれば犯人だって手出しは。
しかもだって みすみす殺されはしないわよ。ジョージの仇を討ってやるわ。許さない。誰が犯人だろうと何が理由だろうと、私は上司の仇を許さない。
You know, maybe I should not be jamming out to the song as I was, you know, mourning right now. Yeah, I'm not jamming out to, you know, Ava crying. I'm actually jamming out to this song because this song's getting actually really fucking good. This song's actually really fucking good, so I'm jamming out to the song, not Ava, you know, mourning.
はい、皆さん、泣き言は十分ですか？
Shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up!
クラウスさんはまだお見えにならないんですか？
Erika, shut the fuck up! You soulless bitch, shut the hell up! God, I may really like you, but my God, you are not helping anyone!
さっきから電話をおかけしているのですが、お出にならないのです。
受話器が外れていると。
いいえ、呼び出し音はします。聞こえていないはずはないのですが。
どういうことだ。まさかクラウスおじさんも。
やっぱりね。こんな時に不謹慎だけれども、ゲストハウスの4人にゲンジさんで5人、もう1人いるだろうと予想はしてたわ。どうしてよ。どうしてそんなことがわかるのよ。あんたが犯人なの？あんたがジョージを殺したの？
やめなさい、エヴァさん。今はそんなことをしとる場合では。
Ava got agitated and grabbed at Kyrie. Najo stepped in between them, and it grew into a bit of a scuffle. Watching this, Erika smiled condescendingly and shrugged.
でしょうね。ゲストハウスの現場を拝見した時点で6人の犠牲は読めて当然です。4人しか死体がなかったので、あとの2人は誰だろうと思っていたくらいなので。
なんでそんなことがわかるのよ。
Oh shit.
あんたが殺したの。あんたがジョージを。
I feel really bad for Ava. I feel really bad for Ava.
許さんか、エヴァ。エリカちゃん、キリエさん、なんでそんなことがわかるんや。適当なことは言わんといてや。
簡単な連想よ。ゲストハウスの犯行現場に書かれていた落書きは魔法陣。魔法と殺人から連想するものを考えただけ。
気分か。
そうか、第一の番か。
どういうことですか？
いえ、私にもさっぱり。
そういうことか、魔女め。
これはやっぱりベアトリーチェ様の仕業なの。
あんたたち何を勝手に分かった風なこと言ってるのよ。私にはさっぱり分からないわよ。説明なさいよ、誰か。
だからエヴァ、少し落ち着くんや。
そういうことです。あの犯行現場の魔法陣を見た時点で、この殺人が碑文の第一の番をなぞった見立て殺人であり、犠牲者は6人であることは想像できていました。ただ魔法陣がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
じゃあクラウスおじさんも殺されてるっての？ か。
そうだとも決めつけられません。ここに来ないのはクラウスさんだけではありませんね。もう一人いらっしゃいます。
Kenzo! For just an instant, Natsui's brow furrowed. As she feared, she wouldn't be able to avoid the topic of the study.
まさか。親父、おい、誰か書斎には連絡したんだろうな。
もちろんお電話させていただきましたし、ノックもさせていただきました。ですがそのお返事はなく。
当主様はご自身の研究に没頭されておいでです。時に電話を嫌い、受話器を外し、ノックを無視することもあります。
しかし呼び出し音はちゃんと。
とにかく主人の無事を確かめる方が先です。主人の寝室へ行きましょう。
The charade's almost up, Natsui! The charade's almost up! Natsui stood up in a flurry and dashed out into the corridor. Rudolph and the others immediately chased after her, telling her to wait.
さあさあ、皆さんもご一緒に。三流ミステリーも三流スプラッターも単独行動を取る人から死にますよ。
Erika!
はあ、いわんやこのゲームもまたしかり。ベアとっては三流だわ。
I mean, she doesn't have a personal connection to the Shiamiya family, so I can understand why she would act this cold, but still, have some decency! Oh, but in third-rate disaster and action movies, it's the ones who act alone who survive, isn't it? Weird. Order short.
もはや碑文は解かれたというのに。
Order short number 600 million in C minor. Is this Peace, Beatrice, or is this Beato? They're in the meta. They're in the meta.
誰が望んでこんな真似を。
This is Peace. This is Peace.
ラムダデルタ教の駒と思われる19年前の男とやらの仕業かもしれません。
Yeah, I'm trying to, I'm trying to catch up with everything right here. So yeah, for a second I was confused. No, this is not Beato. This is Peace Beatrice. Okay. I mean, if that was Beato, the scene of her, coming back to being Beatrice that's gonna be a pretty big scene. So this is definitely not Beato. This is Peace Beatrice.
おっと、そんなはずもありませんが。
これまでのゲームですでにベアタは赤き真実で金像が消えて18人以上は存在しない、18人目は存在しないと明言しているわ。そして今回はそれにエリカが1人加わって19人目が存在しないと明言されてる。19年前の男とやらが島に入り込む余地なんてないわ。
ならば19年前の男は既存の人間の中の誰かが語っているか。さもなくば。
赤で19人目が許されずともそこに19人目を紛れ込ませるなど、わらわならば魔女ならば造作もなくやってのけるがな。面白くなってきたぞ。もうしばらく様子を見させてもらうとしよう。
I don't know if that's a good idea. Because that's how Burn Castle catches up, when you sit back and wait.
それにしてもラムダデルタ教にベルンカステル教め、いよいよに我がゲーム版にて好き放題を始めよった。
They sure have.
分かっていて お招きになったのではありませんか。
退屈を嫌うはわらわも魔女なれば同じこと。この想定外さえも魔女なれば想定される喜びである。よかろう、受けて立とうぞ。
受けて立つのは上等だけどまずい流れよ。分かってる？
ですが様子見を気取る段階とはやや言い難いかと。
分かっておる。このままいけば金蔵の存在が再び蒸し返される。書斎の結界も長くは持たんな。
それだけじゃないわ。さらに厄介な展開になるわよ。いい？1手2手3手詰めて夏日。
Oh. Gaap whispers something into Beato's ear. Beato's mouth slowly widened into a crooked smile.
エリカが全員を集めたのはむしろ我らには好都合です。観測者の及ばぬ全ての闇は我ら悪魔のもの。今を逃しては打てぬ手かと。
夏日はキング。動けぬ駒なれど取らせることは許されぬ。先手を取ろう。ここで失すると夏日が詰められる。ガープ、頼めるか？
もちろん。密室トリックもアリバイもミステリーなんて私がまとめて風穴を開けてあげるわ。任せて。私が始末する。
Alright. A pitch black hole opened up in the floor and swallowed up Gaap along with the chair she sat in. Then, a hole opened in the ceiling and spat just the chair back out, dropping it back into its original spot. Thank you for returning the chair. Thank you for returning the chair.
厄介なことになりましたな。
なるほどな。ラムダデルタ教にかかってはわらわすらも駒に過ぎぬというわけか。序盤は駒の損得より展開を急げという。かなわぬな、あの御人には。そうはさせぬぞ。夏日はわらわの仕える最後の主。このベアトリーチェと契約する限り決して取ることかなわぬ駒と知れ。
クラウスの部屋は空っぽ。
Azuri here.
ベッドは空っぽだったけど、それまでの5人の殺害現場と同じでおびただしい血痕が残されていたわ。
He's so dead. He's so dead. He's so dead. Klaus is so dead. Klaus is deader than dead. If there's bloodstains in his room, he's not alive. He is not alive. Also, with a noted detail that he is blindfolded with, you know, something in his ears on. Oh, he is so dead, and that was just an audio recording. That was so an audio recording, oh my god.
でも死体はない。
ないわね。
じゃあ死んでない。
ないかもね。
Oh yeah. Without a body, you cannot, you know, say that he's dead. Without a body, there's no death. Hi.
どういうこと？
Oh, is that Klaus's room? Dang! That blanket looks so comfortable if that's his room. His blanket looks so fucking comfortable.
兄さんはどこにいるのよ。
この血まみれのベッドじゃな。考えたくねえがゲストハウスと同様に
首を切られて殺されたと考えるのが妥当だろうぜ。
でしょうな。この出血量では無事を考えるのは難しい。
しかし旦那様はどちらに？
Large amounts of blood stained the bed, but there was no similar marks on the floor of the room. Did Gaap transport his body? Umineko Krauss went missing from his room on the second floor of the mansion. There were large amounts of blood on the bed, making the situation bear a strong resemblance to those of the other victims. He is the only victim of the first Twilight whose body was never witnessed. Alright, so that kind of just confirmed my suspicions. Whether Krauss had run to safety somewhere after being seriously wounded, or whether he'd been killed and carried somewhere, they had no clue where this somewhere was. Natsui knew. Though Krauss had been sounding far from his best over the phone, he at least hadn't sounded like he was on the brink of death. In other words, these bloodstains had to be a ruse. That might not even be blood. Just what is that man thinking? What is this all for?
なんてこって第一の晩に6人を生贄にっちゅうのか。
クラウス兄さんには自分の部屋の扉を施錠する習慣はないの？私たちは今鍵を開けずに入ったわ。
いえ、旦那様にも施錠の習慣が。
あ？
当家では奥様のお言いつけにより公共の場所以外は施錠が義務付けられております。
That means someone locked the door.
クラウスおじさんの部屋を開けられる鍵は何本あるんだ？
旦那様がお持ちの1本の他にマスターキーが。ああ、鍵がどうこうなんてくだらない論争です。ゲンジさんがすでに犠牲になっていることをお忘れですか？
Oh my god.
彼のマスターキーは紛失しています。ですから今やこの屋敷のすべての鍵は意味をなしません。
Erika, stop. Please continue.
つまらないですね。つまりこの屋敷には密室殺人は今までもこれからも存在しないということです。やれやれ、退屈なミステリーになりました。
Erika laughed off this murder in disappointment, as though it was something she was watching on TV. I can't understand her. Why is her world so different from ours? It's almost like she's a being from another dimension.
ジェシカもこんな風にベッドで。
そうよ。ジョージと同じに首を切られて。
ジェシカに合わせて。私ジェシカの顔さえ見てないんです。ジェシカ
待ちや、ナスギさん。まだ犯人が近くに潜んでいるかもしれない。一人にさせるのは危険だ。
Natsui flew out of the room and dashed towards the gas house this time. It was only natural. After all, she still hadn't even seen Jessica's last face. Everyone probably thought that was the reason. Of course. That was at least half of what was on Natsui's mind. The other half was her desire to shift their attention away from the study. I think it's mostly the first reason, though. Her daughter kind of just died. Strange crimes had occurred, The gold had been the gold had been discovered, and some relatives had even recommended Valor to be the next head. Even in these twisted circumstances, she had to protect Kinzo's secret. My head. If it should split from this pain, let it burst this very moment. Burst open like a balsam flower. Then I won't have to suffer any longer.
では皆さん、夏日さんのためにも一度ゲストハウスへ戻りましょうか。死に顔を見たって何かが進展するわけではありませんが。
Shut up! Stop! Stop!
お前には心ってものがねえのか。
心？何ですかそれ。
Okay, that's actually a really good response. That's actually a really good response. Seeing her daughter's dead face wouldn't bring Jessica back to life, nor would it heal Natsumi's anguish. On the contrary, she would probably wail, wasting a considerable amount of time before being able to think properly again. That probably sums up Erika's screwed up argument. Seeing her dead face will advance the story?
進展するのよね、それが。
Oh? Lambda Delta, what did you do?
ペアとの駒たちが面白い変化をもたらしてくれたわ。
They moved the bodies like they did with Krauss? Wait, did they have Gaap move the bodies? They had Gaap move bodies, didn't they? Oh, the bodies are so gone! Natsumi flew into the cousin's room on the upper floor of the guest house and was struck dumb by the blood-stained beds and the eerie magic circle, which looked like it might have been drawn with the victim's blood.
ジェシカはどこ？ジェシカはどこです？ジェシカ！
そこのベッドに。
ベッド？どこに？ジョージはどこなの？
Dead angle.
おい、こりゃどういうわけだ。
The song that's playing right now is Dead Angle.
この部屋はちゃんと施錠していきましたよね。これで犯人がマスターキーを持つことが確実となりました。またしても私の推理通り。
そんなことはどうでもいい。どこに行ったんだ。みんなのジョージの兄貴たちの遺体はどこに行ったんだ。
面白い真似を。
さあさあ、ほらほら魔法よ。ベアとのどこのガープが魔法で死体をどこかへ隠しちゃったわ。
私たちは全員で一緒に行動していた。だから全員にアリバイがあると。
あなたの推理はこうでしょ。実は4人は死んでなくて死んだふりだった。それでみんながいない間にどこかへ身を潜めた。正解かしら。
Oh. Actually, I was not considering that option, but I think Lambda Delta's about to shoot that dead out of the water, isn't she?
誰の死亡宣言をも赤では出す気ないんでしょ。
Okay.
当然よ。ベアとのパーと違って私は緑に赤をサービスしたりしないわ。
なら喜んで青き真実を使わせてもらうわ。この程度のこといくらでも抜け道は思いつくもの。
はいはいどうぞ。青き真実タイム。
まず考えられる一つ目、実は犠牲者は死んでいなかった。死んだふりをしていて こっそりどこかに隠れたのよ。何しろあんたは誰の死亡についても赤き真実で宣言してないものね。
That's actually a really good blue truth. I was actually not considering the fact that they faked their deaths. I was not considering that fact, but Burn is right. Lambda has not confirmed anyone's death in red. Huh. Like, wait, why would they fake their deaths? Like, what would be the purpose of that?
たとえ傷口ばっかり見せられちゃっても赤くなきゃそうくるわよね。基本よね。
Oh yeah, they're so dead then.
でもダメよ。赤き真実なんてサービスしないわよ。何しろゲームの最後、10月5日24時にちょいと1箇所否定すればいいんだもんね。
Okay. Alright. You know, I don't know whether or not I should believe Lambda or not, because coming from what Burn has said in the past, I don't think Lambda is that great at making moves sometimes, so I can't tell. She might be trying to do dirty tricks in order to, you know, win the game. By, you know, waiting for so long to finally say things in red. Maybe.
魔女側は有利だわ。バカバトラならこれで終わるところでしょうけど、ベルンは違うわよね。
当然よ。こんなのは誰もが思いつくくだらない一手。まだ続けるわよ。2つ目、遺体はクラウスが運んで隠した。クラウスはあんたがさらってどこかに監禁されてるように演出されてるけど、実際はフリーなのかもしれない。クラウスにアリバイはないわ。クラウスが彼らの死体を隠したのよ。
ああ、そうよね。赤き真実でクラウスの監禁を宣言したわけじゃないもんね。言うもんね。敵を騙すには味方から。夏日に自分が囚われてるように嘘をついたっと。他には
3つ目、そもそも死体が別人。犠牲者そっくりの身代わり死体よ。
What happened to the real one?
ジョージたちは最初から隠れていて、その後に身代わり死体を片付けた。死体は最初から死んでるから、島の人数にはカウントされない。
Okay, actually that does make sense though. Actually, yeah, you know what? What Bird's saying right here, that actually does add up. Because there could be dead bodies in the from the beginning on Rokujima to begin with, so yeah, actually that does not break any, you know, red truths from the past as well. That could also apply to other games as well, because technically you can't count a dead person as a person. So yeah, actually that does add up. That does add up. There could be just dead bodies on the island, just there, prepared for, you know, people to fake their deaths.
死に顔を見て全員が全員身代わりの死体を見抜けなかったと？
That is a very good point.
赤き真実をあんたが行使しない以上、全員が全員遺体の身元確認を誤認した可能性だってあるわ。あんたに誰も人物を誤認しないって復讐要求に応える気があるなら直ちに引っ込めるけど。
嫌ですよーだ。そんな挑発には乗らないわよ。赤き真実はね、もったいぶるから効果的なのよ。たくさんの青き真実の中からたった一つだけを選び赤で叩き切る。そしてその他全ての青き真実はそれが正しかったのかどうかも明かされないまま闇に葬られて消える。その闇こそ魔女の世界。あんたに与えられ 真実なんて何も存在しない
この子バカそうなふりしてなかなかだわ。決して挑発に乗りやしない。魔女の闇ってもんが何か本当のゲームマスターのベアトよりよっぽど理解してるじゃない。そしてどうやらガープもそれをよく理解してるみたい。この死体消失の一手、ラムダとベアトの双方にとってなかなか有効だわ。とりあえず私も死体消失について思いつく仮説を3つほど挙げてみた。1つの謎に対し3つの青きくさびだから、3つのうち1つを否定すればいいわけじゃない。3つのくさびを全て抜かない限りこの謎は貫かれてる。それが魔女狩りの鉄則。くさびは1本じゃ全然足りない。くさび1本で死んでくれるのは吸血鬼程度。魔女に比べりゃ吸血鬼なんて貧弱なもんよ。
Compared to humans, vampires seem weaker than them. Like, okay, vampires have 1,000 weaknesses. Humans are stronger than a fucking vampire.
本物の魔女はね、くさびでめった刺しにしなきゃ死なないのよ。殺し屋だってそうでしょ。殺し屋が綺麗に一発の弾丸だけで相手を殺すなんて日本の漫画の中だけよ。本当の殺し屋なら弾倉が空になるまで全弾ぶち込むわ。
To ensure the death.
あんただってそうするでしょ。無論私もよ。でもこんなのこの子のことだから赤一つで一刀両断にしてくるでしょうね。彼らの死亡宣言とクラウスの無実、この辺をちょいちょいって赤で語るだけで私のくさびは3本とも抜けてしまう。まあそれでいいんだけどね。赤き真実が出てきたらそれに合わせて再び青きくさびでめった刺しにしてやるだけのこと。それが魔女のゲームの進め方。ああ楽しい。バトラのまどろっこしい戦いにずっとイライラしてきたから本当に楽しい。ええ、分かってるわラムダ。こんなの第一の番の最初の最初。前哨戦でしょ。そうでなくっちゃ。あんたをボロボロに負けさせて悔し泣きさせて床を這いつくばらせてかきむしらせて、その可愛らしい髪の毛を掴んで床になすりつけながら笑い転げる楽しみが薄れちゃうもの。
Intense. The servant quarters in the mansion had once again gone silent. There lay Genji's body, which had been covered completely with a blanket. In the ceiling of this cramped room, a pitch black hole appeared, captivating legs sprouted out, and Gaap floated downwards.
ごめんねゲンジ。そこでゆっくり永眠してたいだろうけどそういうわけにはいかないの。後ろ宮家の最後の当主夏日に死してなお奉公するためにここから消えてちょうだい。
Gaap stripped off the blanket as she said this to Genji, who was sleeping peacefully. Don't tell me he's just gonna grab her arm or something. I don't know, but I'm not for sure if Genji's dead. I'm a little bit hesitant to think that he's dead. Then she stared at the deep wound in his neck. At death's door. The song that's playing right now is At Death's Door.
まさに一刀で切ったのね。 こんな真似ができるやつが権限しているの。いやね。これが可能な心当たりのあるやつにろくなやつがいないわ。
Oh, is this a different sort of furniture? Not this one? It goes without saying, but witches are capable of summoning beings with a strength proportional to their own rank. The great Lady Limp Delta called that being here as a trump card 19th person. Even optimistically speaking, this is on par with Ronove and me. A pitch black hole opened in the bed, and Genji disappeared as though the bed had swallowed him up. Just like before in the guest house, Genji's corpse was hidden in some unknown place. It was a place that no one could find, located neither within this world nor the next. No longer would anyone be able to find their bodies. No longer would anyone be able to confirm their deaths. Genji's body was carried to that place of endless silence, where it would never be disturbed. So they're putting them in the incinerator, aren't they? Hey, no body, no crime. So if they burn the bodies, it never happened. I'm just going at this from a slight, non-magical perspective to see where the bodies might be going if someone's moving them. And if they're trying to hide the bodies forever, well, to the incinerator they go. Or the ocean. But wait, with the ocean, they might be found in the ocean, though.
死体がなければ行方不明。行方不明扱いとは犯人と疑われ、同時に犠牲者とも疑われる。まさ開かれることの決してない猫箱の中の暗闇こそ我ら悪魔と魔女の住処。言って遅かったわね、名探偵さん。
For some reason I'm feeling a sudden wave of tiredness, so I'm not even that mad that she mentioned, Schrodinger's cat. I'm not mad right now. Yeah, I'm all of a sudden really tired, so this is towards the end of the chapter most likely, so I'm gonna play through the rest of this chapter, but if I'm not as active sleeping as I usually am, I'm just feeling a little bit tired right now. I don't know why. Well, I've only had like 3 hours of sleep, so that kind of explains things. Gaap licked her lips and swallowed.
どうしてガープ様は死体を隠して回るのかしら。知らない。でもガープ様ってなんかかっこいいよね。なんていうのか惚れるわ。
I agree.
バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。見張りはどうしたの？人間たちがゲストハウスから戻ってくるわよ。ガープ様。
ええ、退散するわよ。これでなんとか夏日に逃げ道を作れたはず。
Gaap jumped into a pitch black hole, which had opened near her feet. Mammoth shouted, "I'm going in too!" and jumped in. Followed by Asmo, who said, "Me too, me too!" and hopped in, giggling. And Satan was left behind. As Satan hesitated over what to do, the hole closed.
煉獄の七姉妹ともあろうものが子供みたい。バカみたい。
She wanted in the hole too, didn't she? Satan went bright red and got angry all by herself, then turned into gold butterflies and disappeared. She wanted in the hole. Organ Shore.
ガープが5人の死体を無事に移動させたようです。
Number 200 million in C minor.
ご苦労であった。しかし次が厄介であるぞ。
源氏の死体の消失に多少は驚くでしょうが、 彼らの次の関心は再び金蔵の書斎に向くでしょう。
書斎の鍵は2本。夏日が全て所持していて幸運であったな。もし源氏に1本を預けたままであったなら、それは今頃ラムダデルタ教の手に落ちていたであろう。
So, is Peace Beato not on Lambda Delta's side then, even though she is magical? I was just trying to get some clarifications here. So Peace Beatrice is not technically on Lambda Delta's side, despite still being on the magic side. Alright. That's interesting.
どうやらラムダデルタ教は金蔵の死を隠すつもりはさらさらないようですが、お嬢様が築き上げてきた堀も塔も城壁も全て見捨てて戦われるつもりのようだ。
おかしな三角対決になったものよ。我らはそれぞれが敵であり、時に意図せずして連携しておる。三つどもえが2対1になったかと思えば、逆に1対2にもなる。ほらあれだ、中国のバトルロイヤル、三国志とやらに似てるとは思わんか？
Records of the Three Kingdoms. That sounds familiar. Wait. No, that actually sounds familiar. Records of... What did she say? Records of the Three Kingdoms. That sounds familiar. Hold on. Yes, okay, I know what this is. The Records of the Three Kingdoms is a Chinese historical text which covers the history of the late Eastern Han Dynasty, c. 184 to 220 CE, and the Three Kingdoms period, 220 and 280 CE. It is widely regarded as the official and authoritative source historical text for that period. By the way, I'm gonna do some mispronunciations here, so please correct me in the comments. Written by Chen So in the 3rd century, the work synthesizes the histories of the rival states of Xiaowei, Shuhan, and Eastern Wu in the Three Kingdoms period into a single compiled text. The Records of the Three Kingdoms is the main source of influence for the 14th century historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Considered one of the great four novels of Chinese classical literature, major chunks of the records have been translated into English, but the tome has yet to be fully translated. Yes, I'm aware of the Records of the Three Kingdoms, mainly from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I do have this text, actually, yeah. I have not gotten to reading it yet, but I do want to read it at some point. That also reminds me that, I do need to try reading, more of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, because I read a little bit of it, but not too much of it, so yes. Umineko just reminded me that, I still need to catch up with reading more of the, Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
天下三分の計ですな。
The Longzhong plan? What's that? The Longzhong plan. By the way, probably horribly mispronouncing that. I apologize for that. The Longzhong plan is the name given to a strategic plan by Shuge Liang? Yeah, I'm definitely not pronouncing too many things correctly. I am so sorry. Statesman of the Shu Han state in the Three Kingdoms period, 220 to 280 of China. Shuge Liang presented the plan to Liu Bai, a warlord who became the founding emperor of the Shu Han state. Sometime in 207, towards the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, when Liu Bei visited him at his residence in Longzhong, an area in the west of present-day Jiangxi, Hubei. The Longzhong plan formed the basis for the establishment of the Shu Han state. In essence, the plan required Liu Bei to gain control over Jing and Yi provinces, which covered present-day Hubei and Hunan, and Sichuan and Shaanxi, respectively. so as to secure a viable base for staging attacks against Liu Bai's rival, Xiao Xiao, and his territories in central and northern China. The plan also required Liu Bei to form a strategic alliance with another warlord, Sun Xuan, who was based in eastern China. I am so sorry for the amount of mispronunciations I probably said right there. So yeah, that's the Longshan plan. I'm definitely gonna save this Wikipedia page for later. Wow, there's a lot of text here. Oh, they're doing quotes. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna read more of this after recording. I'm gonna read more about this after recording.
お嬢様にしては随分と高尚な例えですよ。
三国志って3つ国があったではないか。義と呉と蜀だったか？
Yep. Yeah, that's correct, right? Yeah, those were the three mentioned. Hold on, let me double check real quick. Yeah, I think so. The Three Kings period. Yeah, no, that's correct. That's correct? Yeah. Wei, Wu, and Shu. Yeah, they're right there. Yeah, okay.
まるでわらわたちであるな。
I didn't need to fact check. Rikishi there, but I just wanted to double check for myself. I didn't mean to fact check Rikishi, I'm sorry.
はて、最後に勝ったのはどの国であったか？
Wait, don't spoil it! No! Don't spoil!
最後に統一したのは秦です。
They spoiled it!
お嬢様のおっしゃられる三国は全て滅びました。
Darn it! They spoiled history! The Jin Dynasty. The Jin Dynasty, or the Jin Empire, sometimes distinguished as the Sima Jin, or the Two Jins, was a Chinese dynasty traditionally dated from 266 to 420 AD. It was founded by Sima Yan, eldest son of Sima Zhao, who was made the king of Jin, and posthumously declared one of the founders of the dynasty, along with Sima Zhao's elder brother, Sima Shi, and father Sima Yi. It followed the Three Kingdoms period, 220 to 280 AD, which ended with the conquest of Eastern Wu, culminating in the reunification of China proper. There are two main divisions in the history of the dynasty. The Western Jin, 266 to 316, was established as a successor state to the Xiao Wei after Sima Yan usurped the throne, and had its capital at Liuling and later Xiang'an, modern Xi'an, and Shanxi province. Western Jin reunited China in 280, but fairly shortly thereafter fell into a succession crisis, the War of the Eight Princes, and suffered from the invasions instigated by the Five Barbarians, who went on to establish various dynastic states along the Yellow River Valley in 304, and successfully occupied northern China after the disaster of Yangjia in 311. These states then immediately began fighting each other, inaugurating the chaotic and bloody 16 Kingdoms era. After the fall of Xiang'an in 316, the Western Jin dynasty collapsed, forcing survivors of the Jin monarch under Sima Ri to flee south of the Yangtze River to Jiankhan, modern Nanjing, and established the Eastern Jin, 317 to 420. The Eastern Jin dynasty, though under constant threats from the north, remained ultimately stable for the next century, but was eventually usurped by General Liu Yu in 420 and replaced with Yu Song, 420 to 479. The Western and Eastern Jin dynasties together make up the second of the six dynasties. The Jin dynasty, which followed the Three Kingdoms period. I'm learning a lot about Chinese history right here. I'm actually into this. I'm actually really into this. Even though these are just, references made by Renove and Beatrice, I'm I'm still enjoying myself. I'm still enjoying myself by learning about what they're talking about.
ほう、これは知らなかった。てっきり三国のどれかが勝者になったとばかり。
Apparently not.
義が圧倒的に優勢だったのではないか。
帝位を腹心に奪われ、国を乗っ取られて滅びました。
The Sima clan, a noble family that Xiao Xiao invited in as advisors, eventually gained central control in a power struggle and took over the country.
参謀として招き、乗っ取られるか。
Oh, a parallel. They're doing a parallel here with Light of the Delta and Burn Castle being invited and then taking over. Oh. That's actually a really unique way of, you know, putting in a parallel. Actually, no, that's not unique. That's just actually clever. That's actually really clever. I like that. You know what? I like that historical parallel that they used right here. That is actually really good. That's actually really cool.
ラムダデルタ共鳴。
That is actually really cool. That is really cool. That they put that in the story.
失礼いたします。人間たちは使用人控室にて現時の死体消失を確認。ゴールドスミス卿の書斎に移動を開始しました。
リーチェ、来るわよ。来るがいい。人間どもに絶対と奇跡の魔女どもめ。
If this is a three-way fight, then the three sides are the humans, the witches, and what are we? If the object of our protection is Kinzo's illusion,
我らは幻。
humans versus witches, and now we have the illusions. Kind of like the analogy I made earlier in the series between the human, the witch, and the psychological. Oh my god. The three warring sides have come back to be taken over by two witches. Damn. Is this the end of the chapter? Ah, yes it is. Umineko no Nakokori ni Chiru, Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. And also, oh, wait, what time is it? Okay, 8:06. 10 wedges to pierce witches. The 10 wedges to pierce witches. Ooh, 10 wedges. Does that mean Burn Castle comes out with 10 blue truths then next time? What the hell? Wait, what the hell? What? What? Oh my god, okay, next time's gonna be very fun. But, you know, to end off this video, I need to end you all. I want to end off this video with a really, really cursed thing that just came into my head. Hold on, I need a picture of Gaap. I need an image from Gaap from my computer. Hold on. Okay. Hear me out. Okay, let me look up something real quick. Okay, I'm pulling up the image. I'm pulling up an image. What's a good image to use for a comparison? I'm trying to find a good comparison. There we go. I want a bigger image. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I think you all should be able to recognize who I'm pulling up. Alright. Let me just decrease the size of this window. There we go. Alright. And... Am I wrong? Doesn't Gaap give off the same energy as Lady Dimitrescu? She gives off the same energy as Lady Dimitrescu. Am I wrong to say this? Okay, am I in the wrong? Am I in the wrong? Don't they both give off similar, like, vibes? They give off similar vibes, Gaap and Lady Dimitrescu. By, you know, their clothing design in general, and their design in general, they give off similar vibes. I have not played the Resident Evil games, so I don't know if their personalities are similar, but from what I've seen of Lady Dimitrescu, I just... You know, I see a lot of both of their characters within them. I see a lot of Gaap in Lady Dimitrescu, and I see a lot of Lady Dimitrescu in Gaap.
Okay.